I wanted to do something about rope handling. Yes, thank you. So I don't know if you saw what he just did. He asked me to scratch him. Uh, he loves his belly rub, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for him because he was just upset. And because the other horses are not in, and I pulled him out of the paddock where I had to, bring him around Boss Man. So now Boss Man's outside freaking out, which has resulted in a little bit of freaking out amongst the group here, right? So I wanted to show like how body language and rope handling, and I really would love to do like a clinic where people come here, back, where people come and we can do the actual rope handling lesson. Don't scream, please. Don't scream. Don't scream. Okay. So I need my body to tell him to back up. So if he doesn't respond to my body, then I'm going to support. So I consider my rope my support. My rope is not the cue, right? This is the cue. My rope is my support.
Watch my right hand as I flop the line and I take steps backwards. That's my way of saying don't come with me.
And unfortunately, I have created quite a few wigglers in my career, and nope, nope. So that's when horses that I've taught to go sideways come sideways to me. It's because they're nervous, and he doesn't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's kind of his way of asking, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I know that you're not mad at me if I do this. So like I can ask him to come sideways and let him feel like a star, so that way. That way he can kind of stop being affected by Ritz's little baby cry outside. Okay, so if I need his front end to do something, I'm going to put my focus. So if I want him to stay there. If I want him to step to his left, I'm going to put my focus on this shoulder right about here. And I'm going to tell him that I need him to step left. I don't need him to walk, so I'm going to just let him know he doesn't need to walk. If I want him to walk. If I want him to step right, even if I'm over here, I can still put my focus on this side of his shoulder and tell him I need him to step right. So I'm going to just say, you need to start paying attention to me a little bit here. Good. But don't walk. Don't walk. Again. No, 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 no. Tyson, 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 you can learn to be all independent. Even though he's out there screaming, you can learn to be all independent. Stop, stop. You're fine. But you need to listen to me. So, if I need him to back up, I'm going to give him, I describe it as kind of like putting your arms, like you're trying to pinch, say, a volleyball behind with your elbows, behind you with your elbows. You're going to kind of drop yourself into this feeling of intention at him. If, and the draw, so that's a draw. So now I'm going to, again, do that.
So what I want you to watch for is when I back away and I don't want him to come with me, watch how I reel myself out with the line. That's my way of telling him not to come with me. And then I'm going to demonstrate how your energy needs to come into your body. So if you watch my energy, watch how I become more almost taller for a second. And then I'm asking him with a little support. So that wiggle in the rope is support. So again, I'm going to show you I get taller. My energy comes into my body. I put my elbows back and I ask the horse to back up and I provide support with the line. Now next, I'm going to actually back up without reeling myself away, and that is my way of saying I am drawing you. So you'll see I won't put any slack in that line. I won't bump the line.
I'm going to, again, do that. Don't you scream in my ear. Don't you scream in my ear. But if he doesn't listen, I'm going to turn it up a little bit louder because he's super distracted. So I didn't actually even make contact. I'm going to go ahead and, don't you scream in my ear. He's getting ready to scream. There. Good. Good. I draw. Back. Pay attention to me. So that time I did make contact. Pay attention to me. Good. No, no, no. 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 My goodness. So I'm just going to make him a little distracted for all that. Because I don't like when he screams in my ear like that. I'm going to tell him to go sideways down this pole. I'm going to give him something to do with his feet. Go around this. I'm going to tell him to go through there. And tell him to come through here. He has to come more through here. Go through there. Good. All the way around. Stop. Go sideways. So I'm deliberately being extra because he's being extra until I can get his focus. So I might tell him to go the other way. I might tell him to go the other way. So you might want to think about your feet and not about where he is. You might tell him to go between these cones. And because the other horse is not likely to suddenly stop calling, I'm just going to keep him focused for a minute. Tyson. Tyson. Oh, that would be a fun one to do. I like that. Thank you for offering that. See if I can remember what it was, but so here's a new style of making him go. I'm gonna have him like windshield wiper. I'm gonna tell his tail to go around, his front feet to stay. Good. I'm going to tell his tail to go around, his front feet to stay. Front feet to stay. Good. So that's kind of a good focus one. I like that. Yep, even though Rich is crying again. Rich is not used to being told it's not him. So all I'm doing is trying to get this horse focused on his feet so he can start paying attention to me. So right now, he's just so super focused on Boss Horse, getting mad at him that he's not out there. So all I'm trying to do is tell him, you need to pay attention to what I'm telling you to do with your feet, regardless of what he's telling you to do. Keep your front feet still, and I just want your back feet to move. Keep your front feet still, I just want your back feet to move. I need you to back up. So backing up and going, no, that's not what I said. So I need to get him off of that, so I can tell his shoulder to come off. So I can tell him to back up. Back. I said back. Back. Good. So you notice I'm not actually affecting the snap, I'm just making movement here. You can tell him, go down this pole sideways, he's focused again. I'm just going to turn up the volume and say, hey, how about me? Did you not realize that I'm here with a little bit of a boss land here? Huh? Pay attention to me. Go out and around there, please. Yeah, how about?
So as you can see, when he screams, I turn up the volume to bring his focus back onto me. And I want to make sure that I keep the heat on until he starts to concede, which is right there. So then I just say, how about you just go down this pole? How about you just go down this pole? As you can see, my rope is not really swinging.
Yeah, how about you stop your front feet here? Send your back feet all the way around. Stop your front feet. Send your back feet all the way around. All the way around. Good. Yeah. and maybe the other way. So, there, now we got a little focus. There's a moment of focus there. Yeah, there was a moment of focus. I didn't say go forward. I didn't say go forward. I didn't say go forward. I didn't wet this down. I thought it was wet enough, which clearly it wasn't. Stop your front feet. Stop your front feet. Stop your front feet. Just your tail, please. Tyson, stop just moving for the sake of moving. Stop. Tyson. Stop. Just your tail. Good. Do not worry about him. So Tyson's never. So if he screams, I'm just gonna get bigger about me. Say, oh, you took your focus off of me. That wasn't very bright. You really shouldn't take your focus off of me. You shouldn't be so worried about him. So I'm making a lot of noise, but I'm not touching him. I was hitting mounting block. Go out and around. Come back. Go out and around. Stop. Bring your front end this way. Good. Go sideways down the pole. So I'm just taking it up a speed. Right? So go down here. Stop your front feet. Tell your hind end to go. No. Back. Tell your hind end only. Not your front feet. Hind end only. Good. See if we can get back to just focusing. Good. Yeah, good. 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 So I'll get real alive if he screams back. Good. 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 So now maybe I'll say, how about you move your hind end all the way around, Don't scream back, I'm going to stop his front feet, tell his tail to come around. Say, hey, it might look different, but you're going to do as I ask. There you go. Now, over. Come down both of them. There you go. Good job. So, ideally, I would like him to not be stressed out about the other horse. So I'm hoping that I can start just having a conversation with him that tells him I didn't say go anywhere. Of course, Ritz is not making it easy, I will say. But I don't want to put him back out. So, I would have to work through this, right? I don't want to put him back out while he's freaking out about getting back together with his buddy. Because then I'm just saying, right, I would be basically saying, yeah, you just didn't freak out enough. Oh, finally when you freaked out enough, you got put back. So I need him to be in a good frame of mind before I put him back, right? So this is, I know a lot of people do have, buddy sour issues. Tyson's been with Ritz for, 18 years? Nobody said. So I don't like when horses assume, so I'm going to kind of fix the assumption thing here. Yeah, you got to listen to me. You assumed something, right? I need you. So wait. So what I'm going to ask him to do is I'm going to ask him to swing around and get perpendicular to you and come down this cone. So he's starting to ask me questions now, which is nice. And hopefully Ritz will stop screaming and we'll be able to get him in the right frame of mind to put him back outside and not have, nope, Ritz is not going to finish screaming. And not have Ritz be the influence here. And then we have him come down both. Good. Out and around. Katie's calling also, which is going to make just a little bit more because he's been with Katie for, how old is she? 15 or 16. So he's been with Katie since she was 6 months old. So good. Good. So there's a pretty strong buddy sour thing going on here. Here. Nope. Don't. Nobody should go anywhere. Okay. Good. 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 Now, you can see like a level of frustration get, brought up on me because they don't normally have this big of a problem. You're assuming. I didn't say do that. But you kind of have to just let it go, because if you allow yourself to get frustrated and then you just add it to the whole experience, like you're going to have a moment where you're like, oh my God, like, are you kidding me? Because before I came down here, my tablet decided to act all wacky, and then it kicked me out of Facebook, and then it said, oh, I need to sign back into Facebook, which I don't know why. So I ended up having to like find my password, sign back into Facebook, and so I was, let's just say, standing there with a horse that's screaming, another horse outside screaming, 2 other horses outside screaming, me trying to figure out how to get my Facebook up and running again. So my energy is wrong for this, but I'm not going to not do it, but I need to bring him back and me back to a level of, what is it, the wusa or namaste, whatever. He's listening now, right? He's like, oh my goodness, it's my friend Tyson. But I can't put him back before my energy is better, and I can't put him back before his energy is better. Otherwise, it's going to teach that panic is what's going to get you put back together. No, calm, being responsive to what I'm asking for, will get them put back together. So, buddy sour horses are, can be dangerous. Like he's much better. Like he's not even blinking, right? He's like, can be dangerous. And if you want to kind of help them make their feet move in a sideways motion, backwards motion, anything that makes them need to think about their feet. There we go. So now we have some nice, calm responses, except for now my husband's, just how many videos I have with my husband mowing in the background. So that added a little extra fuel to this. Go ahead. I know, right? I'm taking deep breaths too, buddy. There you go. There you go. Good. 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 So, my technical difficulties, I just came from a lesson that I was wearing a mic. The owner of the horses was wearing a mic. Her mic was on. My mic was not on. Who knows if this one's even on? It is. Because the whole video, you can hear her clear as day. You cannot hear me. So hopefully I'll be able to enhance the audio. So I'm going to send them out and around. Nope, you're assuming. Out and around that far cone again. Back through here. Out and around the mountain bluff. Stop. Go down that pole. So all I'm doing is I'm just giving them stuff to do. Right? The worst thing I could do is let a panicking horse stand still. So I might say, don't assume things, so this is a draw. So I was going to do kind of a rope handling lesson, but unfortunately I was dealing with a horse that was panicking. He's actually worked himself up into a sweat here, and it's obviously, as you can see, it's kind of jacket weather today. Good. So I need to get him, like right now, unless, of course, Katie just calling changes it. Right now, this is a horse I could put back outside. I would feel confident to put him back outside now that we're in a good enough frame of mind that he could go back outside and not feel like his panic is what got him back with his buddies, right? Because that's just it. You don't want their panic to be the way they get to go back. So I just need him to be in a better frame of mind. So it started off as perhaps a rope handling class, and it's going to turn into a how do you manage a horse that's freaking out about his buddies, which one is upper man. His buddies calling him. So I need a shoulder to move. Good. And wanting to go back with them. You know, great deal of insecurity came out in this horse, and I needed to alter my plans to help this horse. So I would say he's not in a great frame of mind yet, but I would feel okay putting him back outside, believing that if I can get him out there before the other horses call him back, I can get him out there believing that I proved to him I'm pretty safe to be with. I'm pretty safe to be with. And it's okay that we left your friends. I yield. I yield. I yield only. I yield only. I yield only. Good. 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 Yes. Yes. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. I had to get a little loud to kind of help. You ever see the movie Airplane? Where the lady's freaking out on the airplane back, and everybody gets in line to smack her, shake her up a little bit, to kind of calm her, with the intention of calming her down. That's kind of the concept. I've used that analogy multiple times, or that reference multiple times, but I think it's a dated movie at this point. So a lot of people don't actually know that movie, so it's not even like a funny reference, but it's an important reference because it was meant like slapstick at the time, but it is kind of what I had to do. I had to kind of like shake him and say, hey, listen, I know that you're upset, but if I don't get you in the right frame of mind before I put you back out there, you're going to believe that being called by your buddies So let's see if I can ask him. I'd rather him not step in his own poo. I don't have a pitchfork right here. See if I can ask him to go out and around that barrel first. And then I'm going to ask him to stop. Come forward a little step. I'm going to ask him to stop. I'm going to ask him to bring his tail around. Bring your tail around. Yep. Yep. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, before, the worst thing you could do, no? Okay, go ahead. Come on all the way over. The worst thing you could do when a horse is panicking is try to ask them to hold their feet still. The best thing you could do when a horse is panicking is to move their feet, but not forward. Now, a lot of times people will just send their horse around in a circle. Oh, just circle him, circle him, circle him. You do that, you're doing what's very natural to them. They don't have to think about moving their feet in a forward motion. They don't have to think about that, right? And just because you're doing it on an arc does not mean it's not forward. But sideways, backwards, that makes them start to think. They have to disconnect because they don't entertain two thoughts at one time. They have to disconnect from what's happening, what's worrying them. Now that's a nice frame of mind. Yes, he's still listening for his buddies, but not like he was before. If they were to scream, I'd have to start this whole process over again, probably. But getting them to move their feet sideways or backwards makes them have to connect their brain to what their feet have to do, right? Or they'll end up falling down. Straight, they don't have to think about. They can just, and I say straight, forward, they don't have to think about, right? So asking a horse to just go around in circles when they're freaking out is just revving them up. You know those old toys that you twisted the little turn thing and then you put it down and it, right? And it did it, until obviously that whatever. Well, that's all you're doing is you're just cranking him up and off he goes. So we got to make sure that we don't rev them up and we help bring them down. So I could put this horse out now and know that it was because I was done with him, not because I put a freaking out horse back out so he'd stop freaking out. I don't ever want to teach my horses that freaking out gets you put back with your buddies and almost like strengthen that buddy sour behavior. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put him back. I did have to get a little loud with him, and even at one time I felt myself get a little frustrated with him. I don't know if you saw when I kind of took his face and was like, don't move. That was my level of frustration. And the loudness was matching his energy. That's all I was doing. I was matching his energy. I'm like, oh, we want to be all revved up? Okay, cool. Let's do this really fast. Okay? And that was the only way I was going to get him to calm down, was to match his energy and then also tell him I can turn it up even hotter than that. Once I turned it up hotter than that, in all of the motions of sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, go forward a little bit, stop, sideways, backwards, move your hind end, crossing your feet over. All of that stuff puts a horse like this. Yes, is he still listening to his friends? Is he still listening for his friends? Yes. Is he in a state of panic anymore? No. I can safely put this horse outside and believe that he understands that he and I connected. Good. He and I came to a decision that I am safe to be with as his leader right now, as a leader of our... You can go ahead, scratch it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got an itch. Go ahead. Go ahead, get it. I won't stop you. You want me to get out of your way? He's worried that he can't. Go ahead. He's worried because of our closeness. Go ahead. I'll even give you all your rope. Go ahead. He wants to scratch his front left leg. So, anyway, I guess it went from a, hey, we're going to do some rope handling stuff, right, to, okay, here's a horse freaking out. What do you do? How do you make a horse that's freaking out, like you saw, freaking out? How do you turn him into this horse? In, I don't know how much time we've used, but this is a horse that I'm going to comfortably put back outside and know that I didn't just strengthen the buddy sourness that he came in here with. Okay, so I'm probably going to put him out before I turn this off, just to kind of keep everything going. If I go over there, climbing the fence, or going out of the fence, leaving him here, or bringing him with me, I have a chance of revving him back up. So I'm just going to, so unless that revs him back up, I'm going to, yep, don't do it. Good, good, good. So I'm going to take him out before that revs him back up. Let's go.